You've seen it on the news. The coronavirus is spreading like mad. It's affected people and has now hit your country. First, it was spread in China, and you and almost everybody were aware and worried, but you would never feel like it would turn out this way. The coronavirus has evolved. Instead, it's spreading like madness through the air and has been reported to be broken out of quarantine facilities. The virus is so bad, the entire world has gone from a mad, crazy, and desperate frenzy to complete and utter dead silence. It's so damn eerie. It might as well be the end of the world. Getting hungrier by the minute because of your rations disappearing in your home. You set out into the desolate, dead, barren, and dangerous world. You have no idea where you're going to go next, or even if there are any places left that aren't completely overrun with infected. You know you'll need supplies, water, food, everything. But what do? Do you just continue to wait for something to happen? It's not like you want to die here. It's not like you really want to live in this place, let alone this world. You don't care about anything anymore. All that matters to you is survival. You start thinking to yourself, worrying like crazy. I wonder how my family was. I never should have left them. They were telling me not to worry or be so paranoid. You walk down the road and see nothing but dead trees. There's no sign of life anywhere around you. You look up at the sky and realize that it's dark. You can hear birds chirping, but they seem to be far away. The only thing you notice is the smell of death. A lot of it. You can barely breathe, and your heart pounds in your chest. The corpse's skin crawls with worms, maggots, flies, and other disgusting creatures. You decide to check the abandoned house that used to be your neighbor's. You walk inside the house and find a man lying on his back in front of a television screen. He looks so old he could probably pass for an elderly person. His eyes are closed and he doesn't move at all. "Hey," you shout to him. He doesn't respond. He just stares blankly at the screen. "Who are you?" you ask again. He still doesn't answer, though his breathing seems to get slower and more shallow. You think he may be dying. You start deciding to get the elderly man's attention once more. You put your hand in front of his face and do that sort of universal wave situation in front of his head. While you're trying to get his attention, you feel something hard inside it and suddenly you pull back. The old man has bitten you. "What the fuck did you do that for?" you shouted at him. I thought we were friends, now that I noticed you." His lips part slightly, revealing a long, thin tongue. You quickly push your hand away and run out of the room. Outside, you find yourself surrounded by dead bodies. Some are burned beyond recognition. Some are just mutilated horribly. You walk down the street looking for any signs of life. You head towards the center of town, hoping that maybe you could find someone who knows something about what happened here. A few blocks later, you come across a group of people sitting in a circle. "So," you ask, "what brings two strangers together like this?" "I mean," the woman says nervously, "we're looking for a friend." You ask her, "What happened to your friend?" She says, "Oh, she died in her sleep last night. She had a heart attack." And of course, you sadly reply with, "How sad." And she explains, "She was my best friend since grade school. We grew up together, and we went to college together. I'm sorry if I disturbed your conversation." "Did the coronavirus cause her death?" you sadly and hopelessly say. She does not bat an eye back to you, but nods ever so slightly. "Yeah, I guess so. It's really sad. We should go now." You nod and you leave the group of people, heading toward the city center. As you walk towards the street, you see several dead bodies lying on the ground. You stand in awe. The bustling urban part has never been so dead silent. Even in the night, there are noises to hear, like the birds chirping or the rare engine sound of a car driving the late night. Suddenly, you hear a loud noise behind you. You turn around slowly, only to find yourself face to face with a large black dog. It is growling loudly and snapping his jaws at you furiously. Its eyes glow red from within, and it seems very hungry. I reach into my pocket and pull out a piece of meat. One of the last I've scoured from my desolate rubble I used to call home. I was preserving it, of course, just in case I am unlucky to find rations. But in this dire situation, that would be so foolish to hold on to. I do it, but I'm still unlucky anyways, unfortunately, and the dog leaps forward, grabbing my arm and tearing off a chunk of flesh. It lets go, and you let out a yelp. The dog looks at me in surprise before returning to sniffing at my arm. Is that a human? It asks curiously. You scream at it. You tore off my fucking arm! The dog turns around and his eyes widen in shock. No, don't eat me! You yell angrily, trying to stop it from eating you. The dog bites your arm, causing blood to flow freely from the wound. What the fuck did you do to me? You asked, horrified. The dog snarls at you angrily and suddenly lunges forward and bites your neck. You scream in pain as it tears off a chunk of flesh from your body. The dog snarls angrily. I don't give a shit what you do to me. I just want you dead. You fall backwards onto the ground as the dog continues to tear chunks of flesh from your body. You feel yourself losing consciousness. Fuck you, you shout angrily as the dog begins to lick your wounds. The dog stands over you, licking and biting at your wounds. You try to fight it off, but it is too strong for you. You collapse onto the ground, unable to move. Fuck you! You shout again as the dog begins to kneel down next to you. It licks your wounds once more before standing up and walking away. You lie there feeling numb. Your mind feels like it is going to explode and you could barely breathe. Finally, you manage to get enough air into your lungs to gasp for help. I scream, help! Help! A voice cries out, help! Help! There is silence for a moment before another voice says, yes? Who's there? Another voice replies, me. Who are you? I ask. My name is Klemto, and I am a survivor of the city. My name comes off from the god of fire, which was my home when it burned down. Now I live alone in one of these ruins where I have found shelter from the world outside. You chuckle, and then you groggily say, ah, ha, ha, ha. Well, Klemto, you can either rescue me, or just leave me here to die in this fucking nightmare shithole of what was once a society. Your choice. Klemto looks at you with surprise before he nods his head. He walks over to you slowly and lifts you into the air. He carries you through the ruins towards an old wooden door that has been broken open by time. The two of you walk inside and find yourself in a room with several other people. A desolate room, of course. They look at you curiously, and some begin to speak at you. So, you're the man who saved us from the flames, one woman says. Klemto says, I have. I tried to save your entire family. But the ashes and the flames were too much. I saved as many people as I could find. But your daughter, I could not get to her. Her room was the most dangerous area. It was barricaded with molten hot and scalding burning wood, making an incredibly durable wall that just makes me feel hopeless every time I think of it. And I've been haunted by my failure to rescue her every day. Every goddamn day. What happened to her? Another asked. She died, of course. And I guess, not surprisingly, burned alive. She died, he said. Klemto said, I did all I could, but it was not enough. How do we get out of here? A third person asks. We need to break through the wall that protects our rooms from the rats. Klemto began explaining that after the fire, because of the burning charred corpses and remains, the entire building had been infested to the brim with flesh-eating rats. And now the rats are so feral, they would not mind if their victims were alive and well. Anything to tear and gnash at anything, or more disturbingly, anyone. Currently, we are trying to blueprint out a plan to kill off all the rats. But we'll be able to destroy them anyway. We should use the same strategy as we used against the last rats. We will lure them into traps, and then we will finish them off with fire. Do you know how long it takes to burn a rat? A fourth person asks. Klemto says, not very long. They may be feral to the point of nightmares, but they are still fucking rats. In fact, new plan. we will torch the entire building. Although the entire building is completely destroyed and damaged, we may need a fuel source. Any gasoline to ignite the flame, anyone? We may douse the building with gasoline, then torch the place and the damned rats within it. That sounds like a good idea, a fifth person says. Klepto says, sighing under his breath, and we shall see. You nod in agreement and begin to work on the plan. You explain to them that since we have found gasoline canisters, we will sneak in, douse the entire building in the night, and let the fire roar. Also, you said we need to be quick about it. Since we intentionally need the fire to spread like crazy, we need every damned rat in the province burnt. And with your missing arm, hopefully that dog as well. Well, I suppose that's a good idea. Let's go with that plan. Wait, you don't mean to say you didn't want to help me? And okay, this infinite story has faded out of obscurity. I was trying to keep track on a more serious story, so I was trying my best to kind of, put in the writing prompts and try to work with the AI very well. Sometimes the AI just does not want to work with you at all. Like, it does not care about the shit you give it at all. Like, sometimes I'd be like, I'm in a battle with a bunch of pirates, and all of a sudden, like, the AI says, like, a dragon fucking flies in, or apparently I was in a battle with a bunch of army men the entire time. It never cared about the pirates scenario. Or, like, it's just so weird. Like, or, like, one time I was talking about, driving a car, and apparently the AI thought the car was apparently apparently the AI thought the car was a spaceship, and apparently I was flying through space while being chased by the cops. I mean, that kind of thing. You have to be really descriptive with this kind of detail and, precision. But overall, this was an okay story. I don't know when to stop or pause. I'm pretty sure you guys are not really interested anymore. If you guys are, then I guess we can listen more about the Klepto story. But I'm still trying to, like, direct it somewhere. I mean, a dog biting your arm off, and then apparently the story forgetting that you had your arm bit off, and apparently the story was about the coronavirus. And I'm not I'm not really trying to, like, make a seriousness out of the coronavirus. I'm just making like a pretend situation, seeing how fucking crazy and bizarre it can get off from there. But yeah, maybe the next one will be like like you're chasing down a Nisio. Oh, we should totally do that. We'll do that next time. Thank you guys, and bye. God damn, this is gonna be really fun. Holy shit.